Steel Diver, one of Nintendo's 3DS launch titles, is one of those games that catches you off guard. While it's not a game that you might expect from the big N, bland presentation aside, you'll be surprised how addictive Steel Diver really is.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
The game's presentation is pretty hit or miss. The sound is impressively atmospheric and does a great job of capturing the feeling of manning a submarine, though it reaches a point where its tranquility may lead to drowsiness.
Die!
And, although they're not terrible, the bare environments and vessels are pretty underwhelming considering how little is actually on the screen at a time. The levels are also too similar looking. While some attempt was made at varying the look of each location, it just wasn't enough. As for the glasses-free 3D effect, all in all, it left me kind of unimpressed. While it was neat to see the torpedoes shooting toward me, outside of that, the 3D effect doesn't add as much to the experience as it could have, especially compared to some of the other launch titles I've seen. Steel Diver has 3 modes, but its main dish is definitely Mission Mode, which puts you behind the wheel of one of 3 submarines, each with different strengths and weaknesses. As you move along the level towards your goal, navigating underwater puzzles along the way, various obstacles threaten to deplete your damage meter. Good navigation skills alone aren't enough to get the job done. You must also use your sub's torpedoes to clear a way forward. The first couple of levels are a cakewalk, but the later levels are where it gets interesting, as you try to outmaneuver the fierce combination of the level design and the constant onslaught of enemy attack. Trying to balance these 2 elements presents a rewarding challenge that will have you hurriedly flicking your stylus in an attempt to survive. While it may be boring to just see footage of, making split-second decisions to maneuver your sub away from imminent doom is actually quite thrilling. The game also has a Periscope Mode, which utilizes the system's gyroscope technology to allow you to move the system around as you search for enemies to blow up. Although there is too little emphasis on this mode and not enough opportunity to play with it, spinning around in your chair as you seek out enemy ships to launch torpedoes at is definitely worth a few laughs. Although the intriguing multiplayer mode and the optional challenges of trying to top your best times, racing your ghosts, and beating each mission with all 3 submarines adds to the game's lifespan, the main game is lacking in length. For the price, I expected it to be much longer.
Fire!
You'll be surprised how addictive Steel Diver really is. $40 is too much to ask for this title, but, that said, the concept is a commendably unique and engaging one. The game's strengths, which definitely don't include graphics or presentation, require you to stick with it long enough to see the difficulty level rise. In other words, patient gamers will be rewarded if they stick around. For more info on Steel Diver, dive on down to IGN.com.